Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Talk No Jutsu Live. I'm Dash Attack, and with me I have a returning guest, Andy Matrix, who's also the co-host of, the host of the Otaku Trio, which I'm a part of. I also brought my friend Lucid, who you guys might remember from some of my multiplayer streams.
Hello.
And for first time, Otaku Daikon.
Hello.
Hi, it's been a while, man. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, we joined a different stream before, right?
Yeah, it was Andy's stream.
Yeah, it was the Otaku Trio stream. It was like a year ago, I think.
Yeah, we used to do those shows a lot more regularly. Andy, you said you've been having some technical difficulties with some of these talk streaming.
Yeah, so it first started when I got demonetized on YouTube because I posted that Johnny Somali video, which I thought it was okay because I did it. There was like,
Okay,
it was that video where Johnny he got attacked on in Korea, but there was like no blood and nothing like that. So I thought it was okay to like post it. So I got demonetized, and then
oh, that sucks, dude. I didn't even know that. That's probably why you're not able to use those things. YouTube's probably just rejecting you from even connecting.
Yeah, probably. I did send him a message, so I'm gonna try to see.
Appeal
But
that,
I can still use OBS to live stream myself. I just can't do it with other people on Streamlabs.
Well, actually, I wasn't going to talk about Taiga this early, but this kind of falls into relevancy of this whole thing where Taiga can't get an appeal and he doesn't even know why he was banned. We believe it's because of risque stuff he was posting, risque content.
Well, I think that's part of it, but also in the past he had a mass flagging. So
yeah,
I think YouTube can be pretty weird with how they do things. Because for some people, they'll show more favoritism. And he's not on the favoritism scale.
Yeah, what do you think was the worst thing possible that Taiga would have done that would be lewd that hasn't already been done by other VTubers like Akuma Nimune and such?
What's the risque stuff?
He makes some dirty jokes, I guess. He's not particularly declothed or anything.
I mean, I guess it would have to be
he likes showing his belly button a lot, I know.
Well, yes, but that's not in his videos. That's on Twitter.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
But I would say it's probably those art commissions, if I would have to make a guess. Because there is some where some parts of the body is more detailed.
All right,
like a bulge. So
you think it was a bulge that got him?
No. I'm just saying an example. I'm just saying probably just some of the art commissions could have been. This is a hypothetical. I'm not going to claim if it was or was not.
Let's see. I'm trying to get the screen share.
We're talking the femboy VTuber, right?
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Super femboy. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to share a screen. Yeah, this is my first time using StreamYards.
Okay.
Yeah, talk. Yeah, so
Taiga's basically the embodiment of a femboy, I would say. / trap.
Yep.
Because people do question is he male or female?
Yep.
And then he'll just troll them. He's like, am I?
Okay, it says it's here. Oh, here we go. Show on stream. There we go.
Oh, okay. Rev.
There we go. Yeah, we're gonna watch this Rev video on the subject. And
okay.
So today we're going to take some time and talk about the ongoing Taiga situation. I know a lot of people have been waiting for my coverage of what's going on, but I wanted to take my time to craft this video in a way that's actually going to be productive, or hope to be productive, for Taiga's situation and also for Taiga's reputation that continues to be smeared by false allegations. So who is Taiga? Well, they are a femboy VTuber who's been around for many years. In fact, their YouTube channel was approaching 200,000 subscribers. Unfortunately, about a month and a half ago, his channel was removed entirely from YouTube, and the policy that he apparently violated was nudity and sexual content. Now, Taiga does make some content that is lewder, but it is nothing close to full-on nudity or explicit sexual content. In fact, the type of content he makes is very common in the VTubing scene among channels that don't get their entire channel taken away like this. And unfortunately, his appeal to this decision would be rejected on July 2nd. However, the very next day, his channel would suddenly return with an official statement from YouTube saying their content is free to exist on YouTube. However, 6 hours after that, the channel was removed again. Just 6 hours later after.
Isn't that crazy?
Actually, he forgot a detail. So, I think it was Taiga got the play button.
Right. Yeah, I remember that
day. And then like within the 6 hour window, Taiga got banned. So
Oh, you mean they gave him the plaque?
Yep.
Yeah. They gave him the plaque
100K
before
plaque.
the ban. And then
Oh my god, I would feel
That's
so
crazy.
terrible.
So you gotta
Damn.
I'm pretty sure they're self-aware. I don't know. Maybe there's someone there who doesn't like Taiga.
Maybe.
Who knows?
I don't know. Like, it just seems like a typical VTuber to me. I don't understand.
Oh no.
But what exactly is the reason?
Taiga is very flamboyant and very like, so like, you know.
Here,
But did he say something or show something on video that he shouldn't have? Like,
Blazing Joe, Taiga didn't deserve any of this. Oh yeah, that's right. I am broadcasting simultaneously to X for this one. Nice.
alrighty. Here, hold up. Let me. Okay, I'm going to Twitch real quick to bring up his trailer. Okay.
Oh wait. We should probably make sure if you want to show something, like I don't get demonetized. Also, for showing
well,
it.
I'm gonna send you the link.
Okay, I can use that
And
for future reference.
you can look at it, I guess, without in the trailer. Taiga literally has Nikocado like reading the script. Then eventually like Nikocado like reacted to like what Taiga says.
Wait, isn't that eating guy?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, it is the living vortex.
Who has now since lost like a lot of that weight. Did it secretly through pre-recorded videos and then suddenly came up being like, oh, actually, no, I'm thin now.
Nah, he tried to play like he's a mastermind behind it.
Yeah, something like that. But that's the drama anyway.
Yeah, so I see he's saying a bunch of very like sexual things, like, and he's just being funny.
You could probably send it to them too because with like how YouTube is.
Yeah, I'll send it in the private chat for you all to view on your own.
Because you know how YouTube is sometimes.
Yep, we know how YouTube is. That's why I'm not even monetizing this stream right now. I'm just
You wake up the next morning, see your channel missing.
Oh God, no! I just got fully monetized. No way. Ugh.
It wouldn't surprise me if YouTube would do something like that.
YouTube is crazy and inconsistent. I was like rejected like 2 times, and I had to wait like months to reapply, and then finally got it after deleting enough videos. They don't help you at all during the process. And Andy, that's why I jumped straight to this topic, because like I just think it's so frustrating how YouTube handles these things. There should be a human being managing these cases.
There isn't. They just...
yeah, none.
I mean, why pay people to do work when you got a robot?
Yeah. That's the future, honestly. Like, just hire AI or have AI just do the
AI is going to take the slow route.
Yeah, I've seen WALL-E. I know how this ends.
Yeah, it's really weird because you don't know whether or not this is truly a violation of the policy, or if you just went years without the bot ever noticing what you've been uploading to their channels. Did it take somebody to like report you to get a human to look at it and then go like, oh, well, technically that would be a violation. And then maybe you just get the wrong human, because there's some people who look at it to review and they're like, oh, I think it's fine. And then other people are like, oh my God. And they all work at Google.
Yeah, because I think that's why his channel came back like an instant. Someone corrected the problem and then someone immediately banned him. It's crazy.
Well, I'm pretty sure like someone there was like, well, did you unban this individual who has this X claim? I'm choosing my words very wisely right now, because I was about to say.
Yeah, that never happens very much. I think the only time I've seen YouTube actually like step up and be like, oh, you're right, we didn't ban that person, was I think Markiplier. There was
it was a misfire, wasn't it?
They both, multiple people uploaded a clip that showed like the characters from SpongeBob and mascot costumes.
Hey Dante, what's up? Let me know if you want a link. I'll send it to you, man.
Yeah.
But anyways,
all the SpongeBob guys came up, and it was a funny little viral clip of like a bunch of mascot characters beating some up in the street. One channel got violated or kicked off for it being too violent, but then Markiplier had that exact same clip in one of his compilations. He's like, hey, YouTube, if you want to be consistent, then you got to kick me off or whatever. And so they did knock that video off from him. So that's like the only time I can think of where YouTube actually gave a crap about somebody saying, oh well, this guy does this though.
Oh, wait a minute. This does bring up like YouTube's favoritism is at a certain number. And when you have that number, YouTube will somewhat cater to you. It really depends.
This is true. Like someone who helps me like with the channel like says like, yeah, like once you start making YouTube money, like, you can kind of skirt the rules a bit.
Really?
Well, yeah, I mean, you see people get away with like the same thing, but with Taiga. There's some people who've done worse than Taiga, to be honest, that still post stuff on YouTube. So
I mean, I think that maybe you can get away with some things if your channel is big enough, because I look at Yellow Flash and he uses the word woke, WOKE, all the time, and he doesn't get
Flash, I think, like, is pretty, like, immune. YouTube knows who he is. YouTube, like, knows, like, he doesn't, like, I was watching Flashcast last night, actually. He funny enough, he actually randomly just made me a mod recently. Yeah. So,
well, here, I'll tell you one person who should have got banned, but hasn't, right?
Yeah.
Which is, had you all heard Seth the Programmer?
That sounds familiar.
Wasn't he a PEDO?
Not okay. So
he came out as that, or like we found out that he was.
Okay, so that's not how it is, but like he could get charged with it. That's the thing.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, that right there is sus.
So here, I gotta say I don't know if this is true or not. He did self-admission to this, okay? Which he should be charged with this crime. And the crime would be soliciting pictures from a younger individual.
Female?
Oh.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
it doesn't really matter what the gender is. Like, it's still like if it's a younger person, like.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Well, he made a joke, but he said he made a joke, and she actually sent the pictures.
Wow!
And then he made fun of her.
Oh. And he didn't get banned for this.
Oh no. He
What the
got
hell?
no punishment except like public backlash.
Oh well, then Tiger's belly button and saying he wants to be a C sleeve, it shouldn't be.
Well, I mean, this is like one of the more milder stuff that Seth did.
Ugh.
The other stuff is like more like stupid and like getting people to do things who were desperate to get in like his roles in Discord.
He had a casting couch, is what you're saying.
No.
He
He literally modded someone who ate their own poop. So
what the hell?
yeah.
Oh man, this
dude.
YouTubers, man. Like, what the hell?
This is the power scaling community, man. You get what you get.
Oh man. Anyway, what I wanted to say about Yellow Flash is like, yeah, he like, I'll say some controversial stuff right there, but he can skirt the rules because he does ultimately make YouTube money, and that's why they haven't gone like full banhammer, despite probably disagreeing with a lot of what he says.
Oh, I confused the chat now.
Who ate what? Yeah. Tell. It wasn't.
Haggis.
Well, okay, here, Haggis. I'll say it's just some random dude who tried to get a mod on Seth the Programmer's Discord. So he ate his own, and like Seth did it in a joking way. I guess the kid took it seriously.
You mean like a hazing ritual?
No. They did it as he said as a joke. He didn't actually mean for the person to eat their
Sure,
own
but
crap.
it was the idea like, oh, sure, I'll make you a mod if you do this, was the joke, right?
Yeah. But then he actually turned on his camera and did it in front of them.
Jesus.
Yeah, I wouldn't keep watching. I'd be like, dude.
So,
okay.
I mean,
yeah, it's okay.
If I would say with the Seth thing, if you want to know the full, like, the problems with it, just look up Keemstar, Seth the Programmer. You got to go through a 6-hour stream, okay?
Damn.
Yeah.
So it's
Seth was a Dragon Ball YouTuber, wasn't he?
He's a power scaler.
Returning. And besides the cruelty of dangling this channel in front of Taiga and then taking it back, also Taiga had gotten their silver play button for getting 100,000 subscribers during all of this mess. And on top of that, it just shows the inconsistency of YouTube and its policies, where 1 minute your content is totally fine for the platform and even monetizable, and then 6 hours later that same content is so dangerous it has to be removed entirely. And to make the situation even worse, shortly after that, Taiga's official Twitter account would be suspended. Now, looking at everything going on, clearly there's some false reports.
Well, hold on.
And over the years, Taiga has amassed...
So, yes, he is technically back, but not on his original account.
Yeah, I know. He made a new account.
Well, his sister made an account.
Yeah, because you need a new email.
Yeah. So.
Yep. Yeah,
it
like
makes
I
you wonder
still
what
don't
the hell
have.
does Twitter have against him?
I have no idea. I mean, I still don't have my original account that I made back like in like 2014. I still don't have my original account back. Like Elon said, he unbanned everyone. He didn't unban my account.
The thing is, right? Okay, so with the thing with Elon, right? He hadn't cleaned the house. He hadn't cleaned the house yet in Twitter. I think that's a big problem of itself. It's like you just need to finish cleaning the house. There's too many people there that would just ban people for
stupid reasons,
breathing the wrong way.
Yeah, totally.
Like, I just can't see anything that Taiga's ever done that would be even remotely like worse than something like Shy Lily.
Well,
there's nothing wrong with that, but
he had apparently some admirer that like started a mass flagging campaign against him because he wouldn't.
The stalker.
Yeah, but what are they flagging him for?
For not being his boyfriend.
Okay, so he's flagging him with probably with the same stuff that he probably got him flagged on YouTube. And which started with the stalker making a dox on him. And actually is like a terrible dox, to be honest.
I hate doxing.
Well, yeah. But it's where he said that Taiga likes children because he likes two characters from an anime.
That is literally... Here we go.
But people don't listen, and they're just like, "Oh, we immediately assume that these flags and reports are legit, and then kick them off."
No, that's what I said it in that way because.
Yeah. Thank you for being considerate.
So that's how it is, but also like. If you actually look into like,
you want to know how I know that YouTube plays favoritism. Did you guys remember that guy who posted a video on YouTube shaving his bottom hair?
No, I don't know this.
Thankfully not.
Okay, let me tell you the story. So I think it was in 2021, 2022. It was a little bit after the pandemic. There was this dude who was shaving. I didn't watch the whole video because it was kind of this. I didn't,
yeah.
So he was shaving his hair from downstairs, right, from his bottom. And YouTube did not ban that video whatsoever. They didn't demonetize. Well, I don't know if it was monetized, but they didn't do anything about that video.
It's educational.
But like, it's educational. You want to learn how to shave yourself?
Is Rev apparently like? Of course, Nux gets involved. He always gets involved in everything, and he's doing it with Charlie of all people.
So, here's the thing with YouTube, right? You can literally search nude, right? And like, I think the fourth thumbnail down, there's like a full-fledged like woman vagina just out and about.
As long as it's not for the male gaze. Well, no, seriously, I like you can have like birthing and stuff on videos, I think. Breastfeeding, stuff like that.
That's how I get away with get shirtless mode. Go.
Next Otaku. Okay.
Actually, I bet you YouTube is gonna like, push you up the ranks if you keep your shirt off. Being a guy and all.
I don't know. I mean, with after what happened with Taiga, I've been trying to be kind of careful.
I think it's a lot like with the Twitter situation, not Twitter, Twitch, where it's just sort of like, we'll allow it until it becomes such a bad thing that it reflects badly on us, and then we have to step in. So it's like they're willing to look the other way until a bunch of people take notice of it.
Yeah, with the Twitch thing, they've been really like hammering at the VTubers as well.
Who about 2 years ago made this collab video with who else but Moist Critical, where you can see it has 350,000 views. It was a VTuber drama tier list type video. And of course, Charlie is not super aware of a lot of the VTuber controversy, so Nux would have to explain them to him. And when Taiga came up, Taiga was described by Nux as a predator.
Jesus, you know, that is Nux is terrible, man.
Oh, he's stupid.
It's just one of those, oh, great opinion. Did you hear it from a VTuber or a YouTuber kind of slogan?
Yeah.
Where the popular person tells you one thing and everyone believes
Oh,
it.
wait a
so they
minute.
don't know.
I got another YouTube story, guys. Wait, hold on. So, I don't know if you guys follow my channel. I mean, I know Dash does. So I posted this video, but I basically just copied and pasted it onto my YouTube, and I thought it was okay because it was about this German guy going to Japan for the first time, and the guy he's in Japan for the first time. It's a German guy, so he goes up to this like Buddhist temple, and he sees like the Nazi symbol, but it's not really the Nazi symbol.
Oh yeah,
like,
it's the religious symbol, the Buddhist symbol.
Yeah, the Buddhist symbol. And he goes up to it and he's like, what? How come they get to use the Nazi symbol and we can't? Freaking like a week late, dude. After 5,000 views of that video, YouTube flags that shit. YouTube flags it. And I'm like, what the heck did I do? And then I had to take a whole what you call it? Like a policy training course behind the scenes in my dashboard.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, like freaking, I bet you it was because of because it was like,
because
it was a white guy.
It's because it's automated. It's because of automation. Like, you know, anything involving the bad guys from World War II will trigger
because he was German. Because he was a German guy.
The funny mustache.
Well, I was playing Indiana Jones. I released a video of Indiana Jones clip, and I got flagged for just saying NAIZ, or probably even because that game has that symbol.
I will tell you that the more followership you do have on YouTube, the longer you've been with it, they give you a bit more trust. Like there's a system when you're uploading videos, you can tell them what you believe, if you violated anything or not, or it's like, oh yeah, I say some swear words here and there, and then they're like, oh, okay, we trust you. So they do have kind of the algorithm, the robot anyway, sees you and gives you a little bit more lenience the longer you've been on the platform and the bigger you're following. You know, so that might help a little bit, because I don't usually get flagged just for saying something like that. Like, you know,
is this HoloLive?
The German word.
Taiga is an indie streamer who, I don't know the whole story, but Taiga was outed to be a
I don't know.
Oh yeah, you just dropped that.
Yeah, slander. You know, like Charlie is like one of the biggest like YouTube channels, and you know, you just say that.
Yep.
Yeah. I just feel like so bad for this guy, because I've heard him sing. He seems like he has a great sense of humor. He has a great sense of humor about like what he likes. Yeah, I don't know. I just like, you know, I get why he's popular, and to see him like, you know, get so sad, and like it makes me feel like, you know, it's just like, you know, they just need to give him an appeal, have a human being review his case.
They did for 5 seconds. Okay.
Freaking YouTube. Anyway, I think that's enough, Taiga. We do have other topics I want to talk about here. Let's see if I can just change what I'm showing. Okay. All right, here we go. Yeah, so this is why I really wanted to bring you on, Otaku Daikun. Yeah, so okay. See, making a, I got it. It's here. Show.
He's getting there, guys. Just give him a little bit.
Here we go. Yeah. All right, yeah, just getting used to a new program. So yeah, Gemetsu.
Well, actually, guys, I actually have to leave.
You have to go?
Yeah, I came here for like half an hour. But you have to
Okay.
go now. So glad to meet everybody. Dash, I'll probably see you in the next stream.
Yeah, hopefully that happens. Thanks
All right,
for
peace out,
stopping by,
dudes.
Andy.
No problem.
Yeah, catch you later, dude.
Yeah, so Lucid, you're free to stay also.
Oh,
but
thanks.
Even though, like, I mainly brought you on because of Taiga, but I think
you're
like
bringing up Hyperdimension Neptunia.
Yeah, very famous franchise. But this and a series, I bought the first game on Switch. I didn't buy the second game yet, but like it's a pretty interesting series. It's like a horror video game isekai about like a corrupted video game.
Is it made by the same people?
But yeah, like it's like your typical JRPG stuff, but then like all the NPCs get infected with this virus and it just like genre changes the whole thing.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm more familiar with some of the older Neptunia stuff, like on the PS3 and whatnot, but I guess this is like a new direction that they've taken.
Completely, no, that's a different franchise. The franchise,
it's a franchise. So it's by the same company.
Some Neptunia releases, but they also banned this new Death and Request.
Oh, okay, so both. Gotcha.
Yeah. So Compile Heart made both Hyperdimension Neptunia and
Death and Request.
Death and Request. But like, I don't know. You may have to tell me like why it got banned, because that seems weird.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna read the article. The Switch version of Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth, the trilogy, and Death and Request Code Z. This would be like the third game in the series. Will no longer release in the West due to the content not complying with Nintendo guidelines. Publisher Idea Factory announced. And oddly enough, these games are Death and Request Code Z is still coming to PlayStation consoles. Yeah, it's too raunchy for Nintendo, despite them having the first two games.
Here, I got a quick question. Is
it like
is Data Live on the Switch?
Data Live.
It might be, yeah, because that uses like the same kind of art style to an extent.
Well, the reason I asked is because it's the same company.
Compile Heart makes those too?
Yeah.
No, I'm just seeing Live Alive, which is completely different.
No. We need to get the waifu collector, Data Live.
Yep. Well, I mean, I know what Data Live, but I don't know if it has any games on the Switch. It's not showing any.
I know there is some on Steam and PlayStation.
Data Live, platforms, PS4 and Microsoft Windows.
Nah, so they haven't.
Oh well, it's just showing one game.
Well, I was gonna say I would find it weird if like that was on the Switch and
Death and Request. Yeah, because Death and Request is a horror game. It's like a horror RPG. Like so.
I mean, Data Live can get a little scantily.
For sure. And with those games, kind of the moe waifu ones, they tend to run into issues, at least on Steam, all the time, with like, oh, the character is, underage or whatnot, and so they freak out about that. That's usually the common reason, because Steam isn't necessarily against like sexual stuff per se.
Like they have like
as long as it's very clear the characters are adult.
They have the funny mustache man dating simulator.
Yeah, they don't care about that.
My friend Cass got one of those types of like Hler dating sim games for as a Christmas gift. I saw that on stream. Oh my god! People just send. This is just this new thing of people just sending people weird or bad games as a joke.
But yeah, the vast majority of this genre of game gets censored on Steam for those types of reasons, and they may or may not have like a patch off-site that'll let you fix it for the Steam release. But that's pretty common. Like, oh, it's a schoolgirl and you see up her skirt. Nope, can't show that. That kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like
so,
very tame censorship.
Yeah, wow, I'm surprising the chat about like Data Live having a game. Granted, the game is a visual novel. I think there's
because it's primarily an anime, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh well, it's based off the light novels.
Oh, gotcha. Yep.
And
of course.
Right now.
Okay, so here
you're going to get me on tangent.
So apparently, these are the party members of Death and Request. I can't zoom in too much because one of them is one of the characters dying brutally.
Wow, I better get this game.
Oh, I see that one, that thumbnail down there.
Yeah, you can see like the pixels. They're like, it's like blood.
Okay, but it also got banned along the same time as Neptunia. Neptunia doesn't go like that. They're not that hardcore.
Yeah. I know Neptunia, like I've never played any of the Neptunia games, but it's been a franchise that's been around a long time.
Yeah, but it's not
hardcore like that. Neptunia had went with was the Conquest ending.
I mean, I don't think this was done because it was too horrific or too violent. Like,
I don't think the company will go.
I think I had heard before that Compile Heart was having an issue with localization to the point where they just said, well, if we have to censor the games, we just won't release them at all. I think they had a policy at one point where they said that. So what it is Nintendo probably asked for changes, and Compile Heart was like, well, no, screw you. We just won't release it on Nintendo at all. So it's not so much that Nintendo straight up banned them, as far as I'm understanding it.
But, what's interesting, because Sony is letting them do the release on PS5 and PS4.
Yes, and it used to be the opposite.
Yeah, I know. I just think it's so crazy how things turned.
Okay, I'll say this. There was a change of leadership at Sony.
True.
The PlayStation, specifically, not Sony.
Yeah,
I gotta be specific about it.
Yeah.
So, could that have a thing on it? Probably.
Yeah, well, I do know. I think there are subtle changes happening at PlayStation. I know, like, that's kind of what these Hokuto, like, they're very I've heard rumors the Japanese fans is very disappointed about Concord's failure. And so, like, they think they've been talking about bringing back some of their older franchises at some point.
Like Killzone?
I don't know. Maybe like
in Helldivers 2, I gotta go LARP around with Killzone gear.
Oh, that'd be fun. They should.
No. They got Killzone.
They got
gear
it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
And it's canon to the Helldivers universe.
Is it still planning to come out in the PlayStation 4? Let me check.
Probably not.
Because
you mentioned the PS4. I think PlayStation right now is edging away from the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, it says Reddit says PS4. It's coming to PS4.
Okay. I think that's a dumb idea for them to do that, but
well, it's backwards compatible at least.
You'd be surprised at how many people still use like PS4, and yeah, it is backwards compatible. So, but they'll probably make a PS5 version also. So
they'll probably simul do it. Like most games, like East and stuff came out recently. They do PS4 and PS5. You just get a little bit of extra.
Yeah, physical copy might not because I don't think that the PS4 version of Visions of Mana doesn't even have a physical.
Yeah,
only PS5 has physical for Visions of Mana. Yeah, so I just think it's crazy how Nintendo leadership changed and so did Sony. So it's interesting how Nintendo used to be the good guys and now Sony are just like the lesser bad guys.
Honestly, it's been a roller coaster. In 2016, when the Wii U was kind of in its prime, there was tons of censorship. That was like around Fire Emblem Fates.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Nintendo's in-house localization is terrible.
Yeah, so they did a really bad bunch of stuff there. But then when the Switch came out, I feel like Nintendo was just like really desperate. They needed a lot of support. They needed third-party support. And so they went ahead and made sure that a lot of people were allowed to make games on their stuff. So like Senran Kagura got a number of good releases out during that time on the Switch. And then, because they're like, we won't make raunchy stuff ourselves, but you guys as third parties can do whatever you want. Seemed to be the case with Nintendo, but now they're starting to backtrack on that a little bit more.
Yeah. I also have been noticing from PlayStation, right? I don't know if you all have, but they have been embracing more the indie side of things.
They've also been porting a lot more PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 games. Like, the whole legacy, like almost the entire Legacy of Kain series.
Oh yeah, they did do that. They did remaster that.
Yeah. Oh, so somebody's mentioning Xenoblade X, for instance. So that was one of those games that was part of the censorship binge right alongside Tokyo Mirage Sessions on the Wii U.
Yeah, and now it's getting finally ported to the Switch, and it's still censored.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing they did with Tokyo Mirage Sessions as well, where instead of fixing the censorship and giving us the Japanese version, they've decided to give the whole world the localized Western release. So now even Japanese fans of Xenoblade X are going to have to deal with the censorship of Lin and some outfits and other stuff.
The thing that really made me so upset with Nintendo's localization was the whole Fire Emblem Engage thing, which I think was around the time me and you met.
Yeah, and they were always bad, honestly. Like
with Fire Emblem,
Engage has the text localization being bad, but like previous games did it even worse. Fates was like
I know Fates
entirely
was like
missing cutscenes and stuff.
Yeah, so like Path of Radiance is like my favorite Fire Emblem game. It was my first. I know, like, the translation probably isn't like the super best, but like, I don't know, the way like some characters will say certain things, like they never localize it the same way. Just, especially how they talk about racism in Path of Radiance. It's just, it's something else, man.
Yep.
Which Fire Emblem did the whole ninja joke and removed dialogue? Oh, that was Fates. That was Fates,
correct. Yep, the entire thing was like half the conversation that it was in Japanese, and then it just became like ... and then like they ended the scene. Like what?
Yeah,
they're like talking about how many people they killed, like Lord of the Rings style, if I recall, or that's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, they also like removed the entire face touching mini game.
Yep, and they took that out.
Engaged is only censored in the localization, like, but
what I wonder about that though is maybe Japan had ideas, and because that's the stage we're in right now with localization, where they're much more involved with the production of the game itself. So it's possible there could have been raunchier things planned for the game, but localizers ahead of time said, nope. And so then they're just like, oh, okay, they stop it before it even reaches either nation.
Yeah, like they kind of made the whole shipping thing like pointless, and that kind of like makes it like, it made me like, because like, romance was a big part of Three Houses, and like that is one of the best-selling Fire Emblem games of all time. And so like for them to like just like undo things that were part of Three Houses, like, yeah, I understand like they were going back to like more traditional Fire Emblem. They added some new mechanics I wasn't super crazy about in Three Houses, but overall the story was better, the characters were better.
Yes, the problem is Japan thinks this is what people in the West want, not the localizers. Like, yeah, that's exactly it. So then a lot of companies, Capcom particularly is a big one. Sony,
but like you have sales data that shows people would want more games like Three Houses than Engage.
But they might have thought that that's just because Three Houses was a better game, and arguably so. Maybe not necessarily because of how they localized it. It's really hard because you'd have to test these. You have to test these markets. Like, here's the censored version being sold right alongside the uncensored version for the same price on the same console at the same time, and see what people bought at that point.
I mean, like, I don't know. For me, as a Fire Emblem fan, Three Houses felt more like a Fire Emblem game with it, like the darker story, the political intrigue. And they even had all the shipping and anime stuff that the newer Fire Emblem games are known for. So like they had like the best of both worlds right there. And then I don't know. I'm just not crazy about Engage, man. I just don't. And it's so crazy because like with Ike in the game, it was almost like a guarantee slam dunk. I'd like it, and they still messed it up. Yeah,
I think that's more of just the way they designed that game than any particular industry-wide sensorial.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It just didn't land. All right, so moving on, unless anyone has something else to add, I would like to talk about Ubel Blatt on Amazon Prime. That's going to come out this Friday. So I haven't read too far into the manga, though I just got the new prints.
The manga. What's the name of it?
It's called Ubel Blatt. Yeah, so like this has a lot of like normie repellent in it. The manga. It's very berserk-like.
This is the one that they were complaining about, right?
No, no one's complained about it yet. No one's I'm anticipating complaints depending how censored the anime version is. It's not coming to Crunchy, which is good because
so you're glad that it's on Amazon. I'm indifferent because I don't think any one of those companies treats their IPs particularly better than the rest.
Well,
sometimes I've seen stuff go on Amazon and then like be locked on Amazon, never get a home physical release because of it.
Yeah, that's
like Recreators.
Downside. Yeah,
is still stuck in Amazon jail.
ReZero?
Recreators.
Recreator.
Which is a really good show, and hardly anyone knows about it because the only way you can stream it is through Amazon, and it's fairly obscure.
Yeah, so
I came across Recreators, but I hadn't watched.
Yeah, well, Amazon like own like the anime distribution rights like entirely for this, like, or is it they just like being the platform holders?
It's hard to say. I'm not sure what the business dealings go. I just know no one else has it, and they've not even attempted to make a home video release. Whereas on Crunchyroll, they're already partnered with the Funimation side and are more likely to pump out a physical release.
Yeah. Me, I have like large beats with the whole like Crunchyroll Funimation thing. Like, I've, for numerous reasons. And from what I understand, their service has not improved at all as far as like video quality or like buffering.
Yeah, buffering is the big one. And you can't choose a specific quality. It jumps back and forth as it pleases to try and keep it smooth. But even if you have a really good connection, you'll see it drop to like 240 in the middle of your stream. And you're like, okay. I've got like a gig of internet and it keeps dropping to 240p and you can't tell it. Just go ahead and buffer the full 1080. I don't mind waiting. You don't have choices like that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I don't like, I'm not going back to Crunchy, even if like it's the only way to legally do things. I'd rather just do pirate in that case. But I always have like
the One Piece way.
I've always liked to do the legal option whenever possible. And so, that's why I was so glad that Daima is getting that Netflix is getting Daima, even if it's one episode behind. So I'm watching that in Japanese. I still need to watch the latest
Daima
episode with the Vegeta doing the thing, but everyone knows it now. That got spoiled like the minute it happened. Crunchyroll removed 90 animes. Yeah, I noticed High Dive removed a bunch of stuff too.
That's because they were used to be collaborating with each other. They used to share each other's content, but as soon as Crunchyroll and Funimation bought each other up, they decided to go their separate ways. So now all the Sentai Filmworks High Dive stuff is exclusive to them, and all the Funimation Crunchyroll stuff is exclusive to that platform. And so a lot of shows that were in the middle have been chucked to either side. That's probably where that 90s coming from.
Ah, I see. That's why. That's probably why Galactic Heroes isn't available on High Dive anymore.
Yeah, and that's the biggest problem is it's like, they really should be sharing these shows. There was a controversy recently with Dandadan because that was on Crunchyroll and Netflix. And supposedly the people up at Crunchyroll decided they didn't want to promote Dandadan as much because they didn't have exclusive rights to it. So it's like, oh, all we're doing is advertising a show that might just drive more people to Netflix instead of us. So we'll just kind of like, even though we also have the rights to the show, we're not going to promote it. I'm like, that's crazy. But apparently that's how some of these platforms think. It's just
and Dandadan really blew up. So that was a poor choice on their part.
Mm-hmm. But again, they don't care because they're not necessarily, they think most people are just going to watch it on Netflix if the show gets popular.
Huh.
Because all the normies go to Netflix or already have one.
Normies was already on the Netflix. It's just the supply and demand.
Yeah, so I was actually very surprised to see Amazon Prime America actually having a promo video for the anime.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. They're dipping their toes into like a little bit of everything.
Yeah, this goes on berserk levels of dark. It's got an Ota protagonist, if you will, who does have relationships with women.
You don't see any of that in the trailer, though.
No, you don't. So yeah, like normies are gonna go in and not know what they're getting, depending if they keep that stuff in. There's a rapping horse, if you know what I mean, like Berserk. A rap horse.
Oh yeah. Really? It doesn't look like it would be because it's not as like stark in terms of the art style. It's like, another isekai type looking show.
Okay,
yeah,
so
it's not an isekai. It's dark fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be like it kind of looks similar to
the manga. The manga goes hard, like from what I read. Like,
well, yeah, a lot of times the mangas look amazing, and then they get the anime adaptation. Like Goblin Slayer looks really, really bland as an anime, but its manga was really detailed and really beautiful.
Come on, with Goblin Slayer.
Okay, let's. I'll try. Now, I think this trailer might have a song attached to it. I don't know.
I think there is. I would mute it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I'll
The one I was watching just now did.
Okay. Yeah, so this is from one scene. I think Coinzel talking to like one of his friends, like probably one of the good lances, because it's a revenge story. He wants to get revenge on the people that betrayed him. And that's, and explains why he looks like an elf. He kind of, it's actually a really cool origin story, in my opinion.
I like his hair.
Yeah.
2 big old braids.
He's got interesting hair for sure.
The scenery and stuff reminds me of Helk a little bit.
Helk.
Never heard of Helk. Neither have
I. So it's one of those where it's not an isekai. It's kind of like where like the hero gave up on humanity.
Well, they've got that one younger girl who just got stabbed. I feel like that might be something people could focus on.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like a lot of the characters, like their clothing in the manga, and it doesn't look like they're changing really anyone's design from what I can see.
Well, we know ReZero was able to, or wound up censoring a bunch of characters for the more recent season. There's 2 designs specifically.
Yeah, I heard about that. I kind of like, the second season kind of dragged, so I kind of like fell off. But yeah, like I saw how they censored that one character. The third season actually looks really cool. I saw this fight with that Ricardo character who hasn't had that much screen time. It was in season 1. Like he was fighting someone. That looked really cool. So I guess things pick up in season 3.
So yeah, if we've got kind of a lowly-ish character, scantily clad, that could be a contention. Usually what it is, like you said before, it's like when the normies get into a show and they don't realize that it has a lot of those more edgy anime type things in it. They're like, oh, I thought it was just like a fantasy show. Like, so Dan would be like one of those cases where episode 1 has a bunch of aliens trying to, get with what's her face.
It's a net benefit. The shocking the normies is actually, I think, a net benefit to a show. I mean, look at what happened with Redo of Healer.
I mean,
well, that show's interesting because it's just pure edge factor, and it was able to get a lot of people talking about it. That's what made it work.
So with the Goblin Slayer, right?
Yeah.
What got people to shock was, I don't think it's an initial thing. It was like Crunchyroll stupidity on like the wrong age rating.
I thought they put like a disclaimer at the top saying like this show contains whatever.
Yeah, and future episodes they did.
So they should have done that from the start and they forgot.
So they put it as PG. And when people watched the first episode, they fixed it.
Yeah, everyone watched it pretending it was going to be your run-of-the-mill anime isekai fantasy.
I think that's funny because I never look at those age ratings when I watch a show, like ever.
Yeah, because I can handle almost anything. Like, hardly anything like really bothers me. I didn't do Redo of Healer. That sounded like too kind of like 50 Shades for me, but
So apparently Princess Mononoke is rated like PG-13 or something. And my mom rented it from the video store thinking it was a kid's film and showed me or had me watch it. And it's amazing.
It's pretty violent for
when I was young,
film.
I was like, whoa, there's so much gore and so much craziness.
Yeah,
it's like all
pretty violent for
stuff,
a Ghibli film.
Like transformations with worms growing off of your flesh and vomiting. And it's like, wow. So that gave me some nightmares at the time, but I love that movie. But at the same time, that's like the last time I actually paid attention to an age rating on a movie like that.
Yeah. For me, like the thing I like the dire wolves and stuff, like you see that GIF of, I haven't seen the movie in ages. Definitely worth a rewatch, but like, I do remember it being like pretty violent for a Ghibli movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely their most intense. But it's
Snafu says it's a hippie film. It is, but it's still good.
Man, it gives validation to both sides of this conflict, nature freaks as well as the industrial.
I'm not completely against environmentalism. Like, we should be able to take care of the planet and stuff like that. It's just like, it's kind of like more like these extreme environmental ideas that.
Yeah, if we had a forest spirit, we wouldn't want people lopping its head off.
Yes, that could be pretty bad. Killing forest. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how that goes if we do get a Dan or Redo of Healer or Goblin Slayer type situation with Ubel Blatt. Like,
yeah, if there's like slavery in it, people will talk about it for sure, because that's one thing. It's like people have to stop using slavery in fantasy settings because it's too hearkening to the real world.
Oh man,
no, just
like we're sick of seeing the hero who buys slaves to then free them. He's like the good slave owner. It's
just
like,
a lot of questionably aged characters with questionable body types and scantily clad clothes and some rap.
Yeah, I definitely saw a chick who's on the bustier side of things. So it's like it's just typical. You got your whole ensemble of waifu.
Oh yeah, like there are people like it's so funny. Final Fantasy 16, despite it be I personally love the game, but like it's people like flipping out like over just like basic concepts that like, like this whole slavery thing. Like, oh no, I didn't know this game was about slavery, and there's so many white people. Oh my God.
Well, okay, so what puzzled me, right? I mean, like, first of all, like, the slavery was in the trailer. That's for one. But also, like, I think it would have looked bad. So, they were wanting to add, like, diverse characters. Like, the normie weirdos, okay? And I think it would have looked bad if they would have added those diverse characters into a setting like that.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, they don't count like the Arab looking people in that continent as diverse.
Yeah, they're looking for a very specific type of diversity. They want like what you saw. It's like, we want the black guys in samurai era Japan.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like, oh yeah, they want a black guy in this certain setting. I'm like, I don't think it'll go good as you think it would.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I'm somewhat indifferent. Like, it's
and it's so funny because, like, not only had like Square released Final Fantasy games with black people in it, like they literally just like the last Final Fantasy game that came out before 16 literally had a black guy in it as a playable character.
You talk about Rebirth?
No, Strangers of Paradise.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Strangers of Paradise.
Yeah,
Ash.
Yeah, Ash.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah,
he's pretty.
And Rebirth was pretty diverse. If you play that game,
like the number
of NPCs.
I do think I do think like there was definitely a lot of overcorrection in Rebirth. I don't know what the deal was with that, but
sweet baby.
I guess so. But I mean, like NPCs, so it was.
Yeah, it was just NPCs.
Well,
but but you could tell like some of the NPCs look like do not look like they fit in the world with the main cast.
I will say this, with Square Enix, they have worked with Sweet Baby Inc.
Yeah, I know.
They're definitely one of those Japanese companies that
they flirt with woke. The thing is, they try and play both sides, but they kind of lean favoritism to the woke because they think they can milk more money out of the woke. I think some of that is they're starting to realize just like, how much power the judges actually have. So I do think like we might see a little less, but like, I don't know, like their Western branch is still kind of clueless.
Just look at the Dragon Quest developer.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That interview recently.
That was
and on how the East and West in like certain West values conflict with like with the East values.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and that's why I know like people say like does it as a whole like Western values. It's like, well, it's more like certain Western values, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's what's funny is because America's a divided place. Like we've seen that more than ever with this recent election. It's like you can't just put everyone in a bag and say, this is what the West wants, because half the country might completely
not just
disagree.
The United States, but just like all the Western countries.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're very different.
Yeah, like we have a bunch of people with a bunch of different religious and political values, and like you can't expect like to cater to like one group and then like the other group's going to feel excluded. So what do? Like you should make stories that like speak to people on a universal level that kind of bridge those divides.
That's what the stories were in the past, where it didn't really matter about the race. It was just like the struggles of the character, like Kratos.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it kind of mattered that he was Greek, but...
It's interesting because, like, Dimitri Monroe made a really cool video talking about, just everyone's desire to try and make games appeal to everyone all the time, or just globalization. And I don't think that necessarily works, because one person's trash is another one's treasure. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with having niche stuff catered to certain groups.
Yeah, no, there isn't. Like, it's how things always were with me growing up. Like people had like, you know, the Barbies were marketed to girls, the action shows were marketed to boys. Like, you know, people were allowed, everyone had something. And now, and now it's like modern days, like you have like everything needs to be for everyone, like everything, and there can't be any like niche.
Here, I'll tell you a show that I think did cater to everyone. It was Static Shock.
Oh, as a white dude, I loved Static.
Well, no, I'm saying it catered to everyone because I like the show too.
Yeah. Like it's a show you wouldn't think like someone like me in like suburban America would like, but no, like I did. And I actually like, you know, I learned like from that show. Like, you know,
well, we're looking at it in I guess current time period. And if we would have went back to when we were kids, it wouldn't be like no one would think of anything. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Or thinking about it in mind. Well, it's like upon retrospective, but that's the other thing I don't like about like woke stuff is that like they try and undermine like things that we achieved in the past just so they can be the ones to break the mold. So like, you know, they did that with they tried to like memory hole Blade when Black Panther came out. I hated that they did that because Blade is freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, to act like, oh, this is revolutionary. Well, that's like a Disney thing. They're like, oh, this is the first gay kiss in a Disney movie. It's like you did that like the last 5 times in a row, right?
I know it's become a trope at this point.
I think it was when it's like this is the first woman
to wear green to have a kiss in a Disney film.
They like at one point they said like, oh, first woman in an action film. I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
The memes write themselves. Do people like Men in Black? I like the 1 and 3. Men in Black 2's
kind of I forgot there was that newer one. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
What newer one?
There's what newer one?
International.
That was a big flop.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but I don't know.
I mean, you take out all about it.
Everyone I don't know. You're trying to reboot a series that had its appeal long ago, and even if you tried to bring it back with the same actors, they're older now. So
yeah.
Chin, to let you know,
I mean, Tommy Lee Jones was barely in the third one.
Chin brought up a point, and I'm like, well, there is a white
Ryan Gosling. His name is Ryan Gosling. He has been like cast by the internet as the white Black Panther.
The White Panther.
Why is that?
Oh no, it's just memes. Like,
okay,
you know,
I was like, he's Barbie, but he's Ken. But yeah.
Yes.
Oh, like it was long before Ken. It's just like, you know, he's, you know, ever since Blade Runner 2077 came out, like Ryan Gosling has become like a 4chan like figure. And so like there was this meme of like people just casting Ryan Gosling in like diverse roles as like Martin Luther King.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Meme shipped on me or flew over my head.
Yeah. Ryan Gosling. Yeah, so anyone have any other things they want to talk about? I can definitely see if there's anything going on right now.
So, what's up with shows and now like being ungodly flashy?
Shows being too flashy?
Yeah. I don't know. It got quiet, so
You got like an example?
One of them's Spider-Verse.
I've never seen any of those Spider-Verse movies.
I mean, I thought people really liked those though.
No, okay. When I mean flashy, right? I mean like if an epileptic watched it, they'll start spazzing out flashy. I'm not saying that they're bad, right? I'm just saying it's flashy, if that makes sense.
You mean like literally like seizure inducing?
Yes.
Oh, it's kind of funny because a lot of retro anime and older video games do that blink effect very particularly in a very bad way. Like, I think, well, Japan had to learn their lesson after the whole electric something Porygon episode.
It was the Polygon?
It was the Porygon episode. I forgot what it's called. Electric something Porygon. And that straight up sent people to the hospital. So if you watch anime from before that era, you'll occasionally catch really blinding, blinking lights.
Yeah.
And I think
you should see the original Transformers movie.
Yeah. I was very disappointed Transformers 1 did not do that well at the box office because it was like the first Transformers movie I actually thought was objectively good.
Well, you didn't see the OG?
Oh, the original Transformers movie from the 80s?
No. Cartoon.
Yeah, it's before my time. So no.
Well, what is before your time?
Like 80s Transformers. I grew up during the Beast Wars era.
I watch the G1 stuff. But that ain't carbureting me. That's just like something that came up on TV. So Metaphor.
Yeah, I just want to know what you guys think of Metaphor. Like a lot of people think it's like so amazing. I really don't have like an opinion on it because I haven't played the game.
So I got a friend. He plays a lot of Persona and Shin Megami Tensei games. He says it's basically Persona 5, but with less mechanics.
Oh, so it has less mechanics?
Yeah.
Well, that could be like a good thing because like those like Atlas Games tend to be very involved.
Yeah, I haven't played this particular entry. I've heard nothing but good things about it.
I think people are overhyping it.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
I was looking at the character designs and they look okay, but there weren't like any that like yank me. Like I'm more excited about, the Persona games and their character ensemble.
I know my friend Kai got the game and he liked it. He went in with an open mind.
I'm more into the Final Fantasy sphere.
Yeah, same, man. I'm Final Fantasy. I'm dipping into Dragon Quest now. Been playing 5 on my phone. Loving it.
I need to get into 11 still because that still looks like the most fun one to me.
Oh, Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah. I got through part of it. I didn't really finish it. Like, one thing I've found with the Dragon Quest series is like its approach to like leveling and gameplay is very different from Final Fantasy, and you wouldn't think it would be.
I think it would because it's a precursor to Final Fantasy.
I would just expect it to be very old school. Like even
that's kind of
they
like
try to remain old school even in newer technology.
Yeah, and I think that's like their Square's branding plan with Dragon Quest is just keeping it like old school with the grinding and the slow leveling.
I just want Final Fantasy to go back to turn-based. I get a little burnout on the.
Well, actually, that there's this game, this Claire Obscura that looks like a turn-based Final Fantasy game.
I feel like it's one of those markets that other indie developers are going to start to jump in.
Well, actually, yeah, I know. Square Enix, they released Fantasia. I think that's what it's called.
Let's see if
Yeah, there's a game called Fantasia looks like
it's made by
Fantasia Neo Dimension.
Yeah. Claire Obscure Expedition.
Product not yet rated.
It looks kind of Western, but it actually also looks really cool. It's a turn-based RPG.
Soon she'll wake
and paint again.
Is this Clive?
Paint a new number.
What's that, Lucid?
Oh, I said do I hear Clive Rossfield?
Yes, that's Ben stars the new Troy Baker. Yeah, like he's also going to be in this other anime game that's coming out called The First Berserker Kaizen.
I think Ben Starr fits these darker roles.
Yeah, he's a very good voice actor. I was very impressed with the voice acting in 16. Consider me a fan.
Ticking down every year. One stroke. And everyone of that age vanishes into nothingness.
Let's just get into the gameplay. So it's kind of got like a little bit of like quick time RPG elements during turn-based.
Yeah, like Legend of Dragoon.
Mario. Let's see, and yeah. And what company is putting this game out? I guess it's like a smaller company, but like
probably you can find out at the end.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, it definitely looks very Western in the character designs and such.
But the gameplay is very Japanese.
You know,
Yes.
it actually looks merged.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder
Even
if it's a
if we fail.
collaboration.
We lay the trail for those who will come after.
It's not my particular aesthetic, but
We
I see what you're saying as far as the gameplay
are
for sure.
Expedition 33.
They needed bigger boobas.
Or
Okay,
more of them.
So
Okay, right
Kelper,
there, right down there.
Kelper and Samuel.
So it is 2 studios.
I don't know either of those studios by name, though.
Yeah,
Neither do
Chipmunk
I.
says it's a French game, and that explains why it looks very French.
Yeah, the outfits at the beginning.
Oh, French. Oh man, it's gonna be gay.
Sorry, you got me there.
It was a quick time event. Sorry, I had to act.
Yep. It's interesting because Final Fantasies they're photorealistic, but they tend to still
Lean more
like,
onto anime still.
kind of yeah, like it results in people looking like J-pop stars all the time, which is like they look realistic but hyper realistically pretty, which is what I do like.
Yeah, it's the opposite of how like the Western games do it, where they just make them hyper ugly.
Yeah, there's 2 sides of realism.
Did you read that Nomura statement?
Maybe not.
So basically, someone asked him, "Why don't he make ugly characters?" Right?
Yeah.
He said, "Well, good-looking characters sell a lot better."
Yeah,
That's all he said.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. I would have think maybe he just wants to. I like the Stellar Blade take. He's like, well, I make beautiful characters because that's what I want to look at.
Yeah,
Who cares?
and you know, honestly, I think that's ultimately what's going to kill that that new Naughty Dog game is not just because the character is ugly, because like they're really, I mean, like you can sell a game with an ugly character if there's like, but the thing is, it's a new IP, and I don't expect it to have any deeper gameplay than what's been done in The Last of Us or anything. We don't even know what kind of game it's going to be, or it's a hack and slash, or so I just expect it to be like more walking and overly cutscenes, like all the PlayStation cliches.
No, you gotta hear about my feelings game, okay?
Oh yeah, talk about feelings. Yeah,
we're taking out all gameplay so no one gets emotionally hurt.
Yeah, for that Naughty Dog game, they have like what's funny is there's like an anime showing on the television before it pans over to her shaving her head. Yes, I would rather play that anime game or have a character that looks more like that character.
Oh, I said the exact same thing in my video. Like, oh my God, you have T-Rexes in suits and a shotgun fighting these like it looks like Space Adventure Cobra. Like,
Oh yeah, that's right. That's classic.
Oh, you
yeah, I'm a fan of that.
So I haven't actually seen the trailer.
Oh, we can.
Because I kind of like avoided, the Game Awards.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, true.
don't
I
watch
did
those
too.
either.
I was
I
doing something else
it's like-
completely, but I did watch the trailer just to make fun of it, so I could do my comparison video.
Now,
Yeah.
I was shocked that the Game Awards gave Astrobot.
I
Game of
was,
the
but I
year.
was happy. Good job giving like a game that actually tried to be a game, like Game of the Year.
Well, yes, but they left out like one big game that should have been up there. I'm not saying it should have won, right? I'm saying it should have been like for Game of the Year.
You think was Wukong not nominated?
No, that was nominated. I'm talking about Warhammer 40K.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't on the list. It was only in one section.
Well,
But
it is a very short game, but
well,
it was a very well done third-person campaign.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
That's why I don't like award ceremony type things in general, even if it's like popular vote, because at the end of the day, it's just different people liking different things. So their favorite or their game of the year is going to differ from other people's.
Also,
and we're going back to that whole thing about like, oh, you're saying like how they have Barbies for girls or whatever. I'm like, well, Barbie can be for whoever likes Barbie. The good thing about Barbie,
I used to have my Batman toys and my sister's Barbies, and me and my sister would play together with them in the house.
The goal would be is that Barbie has its own thing it's doing, and that's why you like it. Who likes it is
Oh yeah,
Not
yeah,
these
of
guys.
course,
Like the
of course. But
Transformers,
like you have
right?
a core demographic, and that doesn't mean exclude people outside.
exactly like I love Sailor Moon
Man,
because it's not necessarily made for someone like me. You
Yeah.
know,
that
and
was
wouldn't
the
want it
whole
to
point
change.
of like the Brony movement. It was like people
That's true.
enjoying a quality show.
Mhm.
I like the Transformers and like also watched Powerpuff Girls as well. I mean, it's like two very different shows, but like
Yep. So
they're
let
both well done.
Yeah,
the
like,
creators cook and make
Also-
their best dish, and if you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't.
I
and that's good.
You ever
enjoy
go back and see like Powerpuff Girls?
like I enjoyed Wicked because it had been years since I'd seen the original play. I know everyone was like, complaining about that movie, but like, I enjoyed it. And you know what? Some of the songs and the acting was actually quite good.
That's what I've heard. I just know there was that controversy with the lead actress
Yeah.
getting all upset that they tried to make her face look more like
Yeah.
the original poster.
Yeah, true. Yeah, there was that. There was a lot of fluffs. There was also that meme interview that got like goofed on by the internet because
Yeah.
it was like so weird. Like she came in with a suit.
Yeah, I remember that.
Needs a Powerpuff Girls Transformers.
I would not be surprised if that happened because like Transformers did a crossover with My Little Pony.
I mean, I don't know. Some of these like IDW crossovers are pretty crazy, like Ninja Turtles and Stranger Things. Like
Well,
now
I
you
mean,
have Ninja Turtles and Naruto.
They
Like,
also did
That makes more sense.
they did one where it was crossing a bunch of the IPs that IDW had, right? And it was like this big multiversal issue, right? Where like G.I. Joe, Transformers, My Little Pony, and all that, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Sounds like chaotic.
Yes,
Yeah, when
yes,
you
it
have
was
the right
chaotic
holders all united,
because
you can do crazy things.
because they had to go against the Lovecraftian gods.
What?
Yes, H.P. Lovecraft.
I want My Little Pony X HP Lovecraft.
I mean,
God.
if you're gonna have a villain, Lovecraftian is probably the best way to
Yeah,
go
they're,
to make
they're,
something
they're like the
creepy.
coolest
And-
villains,
and
the Lovecraftian villains.
The whole point of like Lovecraftian is like this unknowing, chaotic entities out there.
Mhm.
hmm
The kind that blow your mind just from seeing them and you die, not because they killed you, but because you can't even comprehend them.
Then you got Optimus Prime going out there blowing stuff up.
Optimus Prime could beat Lovecraftian gods. Totally. His mind is strong.
Maybe to a certain point. Depends if he gets melted or not.
Star Trek and Transformers crossover. They did that.
Huh.
Oh yeah, they did.
Crazy. I'm really looking forward to see how that Sonic and DC crossover goes.
No, I want brought back.
That's interesting.
Franchise-wise?
Like, is that like the film versions? Sorry.
No, it's the comic versions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
duh.
they got. Yeah, so that should be coming out in like a month or so, I think. At first I thought the comic was going to have like the Sonic characters as the DC characters, but I think no, that they're actually going to be teaming up with the DC heroes.
Okay, now you mentioned DC. Now my brain is hyper focused on one topic.
Oh,
so are you all aware of the Harley Quinn comic?
oh, the farting one.
Yes.
Oh God, no. I like Harley Quinn, but maybe this is gonna.
Oh, don't worry. It's 32 pages of her farting.
It's real. It's
official
freaking
one?
real.
Yes.
Harley
Here's.
Quinn.
No, wrong one.
I'm just googling it. Harley Quinn farting.
Here, I'm posting the
about her
description.
Why?
Sure.
What haven't they done with this character? Couldn't they just leave
They've
her
really
in her
butchered
isekai
her.
form?
Yeah, she was good in the Isekai
Yeah, I love that show.
Oh, don't worry. They're having her just go around farting and all that. Here you go.
What?
You can bring that on. Bring this wording up, Dash. I think.
Okay. Oh, where'd you send it to me? On Discord?
DMs. Yeah,
Okay.
Discord.
All right. Yeah, here we go.
Comics are weird.
And the cover.
Okay, I got it.
Now I'll let you all finish reading that. I just need to get the unfiltered reaction before I mention something else.
All right. Anyone want to do a dramatic reading? I'd do it. All right. Here we go.
Calling all sickos. This one is for you.
Okay. You want to do it, Lucid?
No, I just did that part.
Okay. I've been holding in all this very worst bits of bubble guts for the last 32 years, and it's all been leading to this epic explosion. Your nose will never be the same. You'll gag, you'll cry, and you'll feel things you ain't never felt before. The fine publication is a celebration of all things past, present, and Tudor. Squint art place in the annals of history is about to change with the release of the Harley Quinn fartacular, silent but deadly comic that promises to have the highest concentration of gas per page.
Yes.
TPP.
Yes, it's a scratch and sniff comic.
Oh, it's so gross.
Okay, that's funny.
You think it's funny?
It's funny, but I would never buy it. I just think it's kind of clever.
It's only $6.
That's
a wasted money.
Oh, that's cheap for a comic.
With scratch and sniff elements. Yeah, you got to do
yeah.
extra
I
stuff
think
to
this.
that.
I think I got this from a digital page. So.
I see. That explains it.
Oh, you can't scratch your monitor.
Yeah.
Oh, did the price of comics jump up $1? Weren't they $4 at one point?
Inflation jumps everything up. So,
well, of course, I don't know how many pages per dollar.
Well, just continue.
Comic book is.
Just continue.
Okay.
Must we?
You're at GPP.
GP. Many different. Because everyone who worked on this comic is getting thrown into Dr. Farty O's for no good gassy gals, guys. Read the comic that Abraham Lincoln called a joy from the fart to finish the moment before he died. Warning, we're kidding. If you're grossed out by farts, then this comic isn't for you. Well, there you go. And that's perfectly okay, though. I'm judging you. Unless you want to put your feelings to the test. In which case, this comic is for you.
to let you know, they have been roasted by everyone.
Yeah,
it's just a very gross and out there concept,
Now,
and it just
legitimately
further
wanna buy
dilutes
that.
Harley Quinn and bastardizes her.
Well, okay. Now you want to see what the people look like that are making it.
I can best they're your typical Tumblr weirdos.
Oh yes,
they're gonna call it
weirdos.
stay horny.
They're
It's like it's
weird
okay
looking.
when we do fetishize crazy stuff because it's
There you go.
Yeah.
They
Oh
all
yeah,
have,
it's okay. It's okay when they do it. Like,
they all have to have smug looking pictures too. Dear God.
I can already imagine the type.
if there's enough people who want to buy it, sure. But the problem is, I don't think there
I
are.
mean, are there even enough people to hate read it? Like, no,
That's true.
It is a scratch and sniff, so I'm pretty sure as soon as they open the
You
thing,
buy it
it's
as a
gonna stink.
novelty.
Scratch and
Like a
sniff. I
joke
haven't
gift for your
done that
friends or
since I
something.
saw the Rugrats Wild Thornberries movie.
Now, like, I wonder if it's scratch and sniff per page,
Ugh.
because that's
Like
gonna be a
each
stinky
page?
book.
Sounds kind of expensive.
I'm saying I'm wondering if that's it, but I like. Yeah, I sent you the.
All right. Let's see. All right. This is yeah, so yeah, here are our esteemed writers who gave us this wonderful comic about Harley Quinn passing gas. We got Joanne Starter, this dude, this person, this dude again, this person again.
It's some random person.
Yeah. I
They
wonder
likely
what
do not have the same interests as we do.
this looks like. This reads DC Comics right here.
The thing is, right? DC Comics was on a going up with the Absolute stuff. DC Absolute. I'm not sure if you all know about that.
Mm-mm.
So
Yeah.
the Absolute is like a darker and different version of like the heroes, like Batman. Instead of like being rich, right? He's poor. And so to like make up for it, he just works out a lot. And he kind of looks like Bane right now. But like some of it's like the Absolute stuff was pretty good, but then they brought out the Scratch and Sniff Harley Quinn comic. Or coming out, I should say, comes out this spring.
Oh, so it's not even out yet?
Yeah, it's not out yet.
Well, I think it was actually smart to promote it now. It's
they're letting they're letting the stink ferment, okay?
Yeah, if people really want that, they can go for it.
Yeah, free
The
market
thing that was
capitalism.
interesting about Concord is that it probably did have some fans, but they're not the type of fans to play a live service shooting game consistently to sustain those numbers. So if it were just like a single player game with that aesthetic, at least it would have released and the people who liked it could buy it.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, no, it had to be like all the sales, all the viewers. So if it gets shut down because it doesn't clearly appeal to that group of people, not enough of them anyway. So it's just interesting.
Yeah, then Marvel Rivals just comes out and just completely sweeps the market.
Yeah, I'm still wondering. I haven't seen enough of that, other than people going crazy over Penny Parker.
Well, yeah, like the gameplay is fun. It's very solid. Like because like a lot of these superheroes don't use guns. only a few of them do. Like, you know, so like the shooting mechanics, like some of them are a lot more melee oriented too. But like, you know, it's interesting. Like, it's really team focused. So like, you know, there's only 3 classes. Like there's like tanks, brawlers, and support. So like, and then like, so you'll have a bunch of people who just won't play as a healer, even though like some of the healer characters are really good.
Well, I think that's just a mentality in gaming in general. Like, no one wants to play the healer. I mean, there's a couple people that does, but a lot of people like to do the big damage, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Like, that's why, like, I like playing as for healers. I like playing as either Rocket or Loki.
I hear Adam Warlock's pretty good.
I haven't played him enough. You know, I was playing Cap. Cap's a little complicated. You know, Spider-Man and Venom are fun.
I played Moon Knight.
Oh, yeah, I remember when we were playing together and you chose Moon Knight. Cloak and Dagger in the game is so good. Yeah, like they're like one of the only like pair. You know what? And that pesky Jeff the Shark, man. Oh my God, beware.
And I don't know. It really depends what they're gonna bring out next for that.
Well, they're bringing out the entire Fantastic Four.
Oh, I guess. Had you seen the Thunderbolts trailer?
Yeah, I've seen the Thunderbolts trailer. It looks all meh.
Okay, so.
Oh, we'll probably see characters from there then, I guess.
Okay, a character called Bob was in it, right? Bob. He's like, "Don't shoot, I'm Bob," or whatever, right?
You think this Bob character is going to be added to the game?
Well, I'm saying he's important because he's basically Marvel's Superman.
Yeah, I want being the like not so secret furry that I am. I just want I want Manwolf, Star God, John Jameson to get it. He's very lesser known. Like a lot of people don't even know that he's a celestial werewolf. You know, even though like he's the son of a very popular character in Marvel, Jonah Jameson.
I would like Man-Thing to be in it.
Man-Thing.
Yeah, the cosmic plant.
A plant-based person. I could see them as a healing class.
Well, he doesn't really heal people. He kind of burns people with their fear, using their fear.
Oh, so it's like, isn't that that's more a Ghost Rider's thing?
Yeah, but
he uses sins, not fear.
Yeah, he fought. I think Man-Thing when he fought the Hulk, he burned. The Hulk was burning like crazy.
All right. So the conversation's kind of winding down now. Yeah. So I think this would be a good spot to end it. Daikun, would you like to plug yourself? Tell people like who might not know about your channel what you do.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So I'm Otaku Daikun. My channel is dedicated to a lot of different anime type stuff. Usually Type Moon in the Fate series. But I've got another channel I just started that's exclusively about, anime waifu. It's just called The Waifu Files. So you can check that out. Yep, we're just going through and showcasing my favorite characters in all these different works. And yeah, I guess that's about it. If you want to check that out, I'd be happy.
All right. I should have your information in the description. So
I think the title of the video spelled it wrong, but
did I screw that up?
Yeah, Otaku Daikin.
Oh,
with an I.
Okay, here, let me fix that right now. I know I had to have spelled it right in the
Yeah, the @ in the description's fine, just not the title.
Okay, I didn't completely mess up. And Lucid, you want to tell everyone about you? Oh, can't hear you, buddy.
Okay, so I'm Lucid. You find me on my on X or on YouTube. But yeah, I gotta go. So
Okay.
See you later.
All right. So lapping up then. Thank you all for watching. I'm Dash, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you all for tuning in. This